today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to check out a pedal from the MXR Custom Shop. But before we get into that, we'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. That way you know what we're up to. Your engagement with us helps us engage great people in the industry. And today we used our library card to get something, but it's kind of like this. But you don't have to wait 3 years and spend a significant amount of money. Even better, oh geez. We have the matching one of its little brother. You might see the same paint color scheme here. Right. In case you don't know, King of Tone. And today we're looking at the Duke of Tone.
Duke of Tone. So I think the first one of those, I was on the waiting list for a year-ish. And the second one, after I got it, was like, oh, I want to have a backup because, of course, you have 2 of everything. I think that was like 2 years. I think the waiting list is 3 or 4 years now, unless you order in the Duke of Tone. And so we wanted to check. We were really interested in checking this out. Thanks, Down, for sending this over. Today, we're not going to get into turning the volume knob, the drive knob, or the tone knob. We figure most people that are looking at this know what those 3 things do. There's a 3-way toggle. There's a boost position, an overdrive position, and a distortion, right? No clippers, soft clippers, all the way down hard clippers. So we were like, what should we do? Let's grab a bunch of guitars and take a pass at each one of these things. So I'm going to start it off in the boost position with the strat, and it went a little something like this. All right, so that was my 60th anniversary American Strat into the Tyler amp.
So kind of sticking with single coils, we have some twisted tele pickups in a redo that we did of this 1993 Mexican Strat. I had a Bigsby put on it, things like that. So I think I had it in the middle position, so you get both the lipstick and the single coil. Did the same thing, just used the boost, gave you a little feel of what it was like without it, and then engaged it, and it sounded like this. So for this next clip, we move to the overdrive setting. So that's taking that 3-way toggle up 1. I wanted to grab a guitar with humbuckers in it, but wanted something kind of in that medium price range, like kind of accessible. And so I grabbed the Epiphone 339. What a great guitar. What a great guitar. Here we go. right, well, sort of sticking with the affordable guitars, Epiphone Firebird, we wanted to see what it would sound like with mini humbuckers. So I had the Overdrive on, played through a little bit of something so you get a flavor of it. It goes like this.
So taking that three-way toggle all the way to the down position is now the hard clippers in the distortion setting. I wanted to see how this would go, and I really, honestly, I just wanted an excuse to fool around with the Gibson SG Junior that we got from Zounds that I really don't want to send back. So every time we use it on a video, it's a reason to keep it around. And it sounds a little bit something like this. I don't know why, whenever I think distortion, I think hot pickups. So this is my 95 PRS with Dragon pickups in it. I put it in the bridge position and just wailed away. So everything we played tonight was into the Tyler JT22. We also had on the house delay, so we don't fight over it, the Echo Tour DLS from DLS Effects. Great analog delay. Go check out Dave's page, DLS Effects, and check that out. For sure. Favorite right now. Here's the thing. When I first got, that one. The first one I got in, the purple one, and I plugged it in, I was like, I don't get it. I mean, it sounded good and everything, but I wasn't, that mystique of the 3-year waiting list, the 1-year waiting list at the time, all those big players that have them on their boards, you would see them in every ring run down there for a while. Like, I just expected I would plug it in and there would be magic, and I didn't feel like there was magic. Now, what I did find, and I don't know that I've ever heard anybody really talk about this or say this about the pedal, but for some reason, I don't like it as much, and I'm sitting down here plugged in the amp by myself. But then you take that same thing to a live context, and it just blew me away. In context with a full band, blew me away. I was like, oh, now I get it. And we're trying to keep this as short as possible. The reverse story, I got a pedal that you've used a lot in the past. I got a full tone
OCD.
Mm-hmm. Years ago, put it up against the pedal I had been using. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing down here in the basement sounds incredible. This blows my Overdrive away. Took it to a gig, played one song, took it off, put the old one back on. Because in context, all that bottom end and stuff that I was loving downstairs went away. So there's something about the Analog Man pedals that in context with the band just sound incredible. What do you want to add?
I liked it. I liked it because
Mikey.
We have another pedal we're going to go with too that was another partnership with MXR and a very famous pedal. And those pedals can be intimidating, right? But when you get this, it's the small form factor, it's 3 knobs and a toggle switch. It wasn't intimidating. I didn't feel like I had to live up to some mystique. We just turned knobs and set it up the way that we like to hear it. It was super simple. There wasn't a bad sound in it. Like, it was really, really easy to use. And I thought it maintained a lot of clarity. Even with the most gain I slapped on here, you could still hear everything. I think it's a great pedal. No
preconceived notions about what it's supposed to do other than be a drive pedal.
Right.
I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I will say, and just pulling up this old one and looking at, and that one too, and looking at where the volumes are on them, the volumes are all way high because I feel like you really have to push these.
Yeah, they're almost all at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, you really have to turn the volume up to get the sound you're expecting to get, maybe higher than you would normally turn it up. Like, I think on another Overdrive I use, I normally have like 11 or 12. This I have to push. Anyway, that's the Duke of Tone.
Right.
And the strong flex with the 2 Analog Man King of Tones that are there.
Which may make a reappearance. Maybe we'll try to do a little A-B and see where we land. But no promises. But if we do, we'll make sure the colors match.
All right. I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you if you've been clicking the subscribe button, which I would imagine you'd probably only do one time. Hitting the notification bell, clicking the like button, all that stuff. Anytime you interact with the show, like Pat said, that's what helps us interact with these great companies, form relationships with Sound, to bring in cool gear and share it with you. So we appreciate that to no end. And I'll shut up now.
With that, I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. But Christmas is coming.